Welcome back to CF Clips. I'm Brandon. This is Jason.
What's going on, folks?
We have the Beretta 92 SB here in person. And Jason, you want to tell us a little bit about the history of this thing?
Yeah, so the Beretta 92 SB, right? In the 92 family of things. It's been a long way since its induction into, first of all, military, police, all that jazz, even for the common person. So 1979, Beretta obviously came up with this design and submitted it for the U.S. trials, right? U.S. Air Force trials came back and said, hey, we want a couple of things added on. They changed from the traditional, heel magazine release and then switched up to here to the regular common one that we know is being it now. And they also added on some firing block or firing pin block safeties as well internally to catch that, to make it also drop safe.
Now, is that when they added the safety decocker, or is that a little later?
That is when they added the safety decocker, but it's also trials, because we know these things don't just happen overnight. In 1985, though, but when they did another rendition of the trials or added these additions into it, that's when the actual U.S. Air Force actually selected it. So there you go. Nice little piece of history that you're holding in your hand. So between 81 to 85, this gun went through a couple of renditions, and this is the final one that we have, the 92 SB, which then turned into the 92 SB-F, which we know as being the 92 series FS going forward.
And that one's just, tremendously popular, reliable, been trusted by militaries since the 80s. They've been around forever. You talk about Glock being one of the more historic guns. Beretta's been making them longer than Glock.
Correct, longer than Glock, and Beretta is the oldest gun manufacturer in the world, so there you go. And now that we've gone over just a little brief history lesson, I'm pretty sure you gotta get into the specs, right?
Okay, let's talk about it. So right up front, you can see we do have your front one single white dot sight. And then you have a rear kind of U-shaped sight, which is nice. It's also painted. Now, some of these, because they're surplus, the painting isn't necessarily all there. It's about halfway there. Now on another one, let's see, I have another one right here. You can see that the painting is all there. So depending on which one you get will vary on kind of wear and tear a little bit.
Right.
Now, you're also gonna get that classic Beretta, cut slide to where the barrel's just exposed.
Right.
Moving on back, you can see we also have the safety, which is ambi, not that other word they call dexterous, I think it is.
Ambidextrous.
Oh, I always mess it up.
Not only that, it's a safety and a decocker.
And it works every single time, even on the older ones, which is nice and functional. Now, the hammer does have a nice grip texturing on it, so when you're pulling it back, you get that classic, hang on, let me listen to it. Oh, you get a classic hammer pull sound that you pretty much hear in any movies.
Right.
And falling back down to the grip, you do have a aluminum frame down here with a plastic molded grip, and it is, I would say, moderately aggressively textured. Now, moving up from that grip, we do have that trigger. Now, it's a double single action. For those who don't know, again, 9mm double single action. That trigger, let me just give you an example, is quite light, especially for being kind of an older gun. On that single action, it's very light. It's very crisp.
Yep.
And then that, when it goes back to double action, reset is quite long, but you're doubling or tripling on that double action, which is the entire point of the double action.
Absolutely. Now, I'm pretty sure you see the finish on here, right? I've got a bunch of these. Look at this one, right? Pristine.
Oh, that is
pristine. Look at the grips on here. Look at everything. It looks like it hasn't even been used or issued.
They're not even shiny.
They're not even. You've got the original of everything on here, so it looks pretty good, man.
That doesn't even look like it's been fired.
I don't think so. Because we did import these from Italy, directly from Italy, and it being from, Italian government agencies, whether it be their version of their IRS to, just any other Italian agency, and these look like they are not even used.
Now, finally, we do also have a 15+1 magazine. You get one single one in the box, which is quite nice, because, that's a really good amount of capacity that you're going to get.
Absolutely. 15+1, a good fighting pistol for sure. Definitely keeps you in the engagement or keeps you in the fight, and piece of history, man.
So with that being said, do you have any other notes for me?
No, not much. We went over the history, we talked about it, and it looks pretty good, especially one of these, so I'm down with it.
Now here's where it gets cool. If you have any experiences with the Beretta 92 SB, which I expect there's a couple of you out there who have some stories about this gun, please leave a review down below.
Absolutely.
We would love to see your comments.
Absolutely. Any vets out there who used the 92 series, for sure, we all know that everyone has a good story with it.
Oh, yeah.
So knock it out.
That is all we have for you today.
God bless.
Stay safe. It is time to end.